Hello everybody and welcome back again to another video. This video is about the draw at the ATP Masters in Cincinnati that starts tomorrow. This tournament has a really strong field. We have 18 of the top 20 ranked players participating in, and it's only the number 10 ranked Kevin Anderson and the 12th ranked Juan Martin del Potro that doesn't play, and they are injured, of course, as you know. And this is a 7th ATP Master 1000 of the year, and it's playing and it's played outdoor in Cincinnati, Ohio. This is a very fast court, and it suits the best hardcourt players, and a player like Federer, who has won her record 7 times, and it's his best ATP Master tournament. He has won here 7 times and lost the final last year against Novak Djokovic, where Novak completed his career Golden Masters, and he is out here to do that again. If Novak wins this year, he's the only person that have won this not only once, it could be his second time also. So Novak have a lot to play for in this tournament, and it's good to see both Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic back in action again after their epic Wimbledon final. And we will see if Federer can bounce back immediately, because both Roger and Rafa and Novak are in the draws. But I'm not 100% sure if Nadal's gonna participate in this tournament, because he's playing the final later tonight against Daniil Medvedev in Montreal. And like we all know, he has probably secured his second seed in US Open, so I'm not sure if Rafael Nadal will play in Cincinnati, because he should. And if you look at history, he always withdraws if he gets a good result before a Grand Slam tournament. And I think that if he wins against Medvedev, I don't think he was gonna play in Cincinnati, but you never know. So the draw is looking very exciting. We have 6 former champions in this tournament. We have 2 other players that has played the final before. We have the big 4 here for the first time in a very long time. We have Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer. All of them have won this tournament before. And we have the champion from 2017, Dimitrov, here also. And Marin Cilic, who won this tournament in 2016. And then we have 2 other finalists here, Nick Kyrgios and Jon Isner, who are playing here in America. And this is one of the last preparation for the US Open tournament. And we have another small tournament after this Master tournament, and that's in Winston-Salem. And Daniil Medvedev is the champion there, so I don't know if even if he does a good results here, maybe he will play there to defend his ranking point. I don't know. It depends on how deep he goes in this tournament. But he's going to play against Nadal in Montreal, and he has a good chance to beat him. But like I told you in my preview, I think that Nadal is the strongest man there, even though he hasn't surprised us with super amazing tennis. But and he got withdraw in the semifinal against Monfils. So I'm not sure if Monfils is gonna play here in Cincinnati also. But anyway, this is a big, huge tournament, one of the fastest hard courts tournament in the world after Shanghai and Paris indoors. So, and there's no surprise that Roger have won this tournament 7 times, and it's his most successful Masters tournament in history. So Roger Federer is on the same half as Novak Djokovic, and they are in the upper section, and Nadal is in the lower section, the bottom half of the draw. And if you look at the draw, we have some quality players here. almost everybody, like I told you earlier, in the top 20 are here, and the field looks very strong. So if you're gonna take a look at the draw now, I'm gonna first talk about the upper half of the draw, the upper section where Novak and Roger Federer plays. And if you look at Roger Federer's competition in the second round, because the first 8 seeds players get a bye in the first round and they play from the second round. And Roger's first test will be probably against Marco Berrettini from Italy, a hard-serving youngster who has played solid this year. He won in Stuttgart, and Federer defeated him in Halle in a very convincing way, pretty easy in my opinion. It was a walk in the park for him. And then in the third round, Federer will play against Nicolas Basilashvili, or the winner between Dimitrov and Wawrinka. And I think Wawrinka will win that match. So one of the young guy from, I think it's from Georgia or Russia, I forgot. I think it's from Georgia. Basilashvili will probably win against Wawrinka and meet Federer in the third round. And this is just my opinions. It could go either way. You never know with tennis. And in the quarterfinals, I think Federer will meet Daniil Medvedev. Some say Tsitsipas, but it depends on the draw. And I think Tsitsipas haven't played that well since the clay court season ended. And I think Medvedev is in such a good shape now that he will win this match. And Medvedev have Kyle Edmund in his first match, and he's not seeded here, so he will play against him in the first round, and then I think he will go on and probably win against Tsitsipas in the third round and meet Roger Federer in the quarters. And after that, if we stay there, we look at Novak Djokovic's section of the draw. He will be, in my opinion, meet Sam Querrey in the second round, because Sam Querrey is gonna face Herbert in the first round, and I think he will win against him because he's a solid hardcourt player, Sam Querrey. And he will probably meet Novak Djokovic, and I don't know. It sounds like a little upset alert, but I don't know, because as we all know, Novak is always playing to win, and Masters, he's here to complete his second career Golden Slam in Masters, so this tournament is very important to him, so he will go deep in this tournament and probably win. But I'll talk about that later in the end of the draw here. And in a potential third round, he will probably face the serve boot John Isner, who has played finally at one time. I think he lost to Andy Murray, if I'm correct. But anyway, if he can get past Isner and come to the quarters, I think he will probably meet the winner between Karen Khachanov or Fabio Fognini. But you never know, because Fognini have Shapovalov in his first round. And then we have Khachanov playing against Kyrgios in the second round. So if Kyrgios is on the right mood, as he was in Washington, of course he can upset Khachanov. Khachanov is not a super consistent player, but anyway, he reached the semifinals at Montreal, and if he can go deep again, he can finally show that he's a consistent, because as we know, since his win at Paris last year, the last of this 9 Masters tournament, he hasn't really played good this year that we expect him to do. So that we have expected him to do, and he has not taken that 100% step into the. Of course, he has broke into the top 10, I think now. So he's there. He's there together with the other youngsters like Tsitsipas and Medvedev. They have broken into the top 10 now, and they have shown that they are the best next-gen players this year. So they will probably give Novak a real test in the quarters if Khachanov reached there, if he can get past Nick and probably Fognini in the third round. But it's just speculation. It's my thoughts, and I really think that he can go deep, Kachanov, in this tournament. That was the upper section of the draw, and if you look at Nadal's draw, something tells me that he's gonna pull out from the tournament. I'm not 100% sure that he's gonna participate in this tournament. So, but if he does, and if he plays the whole week, his first test comes in the second round. He will face the winner between the Chilean youngster Garin or Manarino from France. One of those players is his first opponent here in the second round, and after that he will probably meet Tyler Fritz or Goffin or Peya, because I think Peya and Fritz are playing against each other, and the winner there meets Goffin, and that's a test he will pass any day of the week, Nadal. And his quarterfinal round, he probably will meet Kei Nishikori or Borna Coric. Borna Coric has the first difficult match in the first round, because he's gonna meet Opelka, and he's a type like Isner, a hard serve. It's very difficult to break him. So if Borna's gonna beat him, he has to be on top. And Borna, I think he withdrawn from Montreal. He got some injuries, so I don't know his status yet. But if he's fit, he will probably reach the third round. And Kei is a tough test for me also, because, as we all know, Kei, he's a solid player. He reaches his quarters in the Grand Slams event. Sometimes he surprises us. He wins a 500, but he has never won a Masters, if I can recall. And I don't think he's gonna win this year either. So that's gonna be an interesting match from the baseline to see two ball strikers, and it's a good test for both of them. And one of them will probably go through and meet Rafa in the quarters. And then we have guys like Dominic Thiem, Alexander Zverev, and RBA. They're on the lower section, and Alexander Zverev's second round match is gonna be very difficult. He will probably meet Felix Aliassime in the second round, and if he can pass that test and go to the third round, he will probably face Roberto Bautista Agut, RBA, who is a solid hardcourt player, and he will be a difficult task for Zverev to get through. And as we all know, Alexander Zverev has been horrible this year compared to last year. So I don't know what happened in his game, because I don't hold him anymore as one of the best next-gen players, to be honest. And this tournament, and after this, gonna show in the rankings, he will probably get out of the top 10 if in a very soon, in my opinion, because almost in every match he does around 10-15 double faults, and his mindset, it takes just a couple of bad points from him, and then he goes into this deep zone where he's not playing good, because many people hold him as a multiple Grand Slam winner in the future, but I'm not sure about that anymore. Probably he will end up like Dimitrov. He's still young though, so he has time on his side. I will give him at least 1 or 2 more years. I'm not that hard on him, but it's not looking good for Zverev. And Dominic Thiem, as we all know, he is a very inconsistent player. He plays many tournaments, and I don't know why he played the clay court tournament just before the Washington. In my opinion, he should have skipped Washington, get some rest after Kitzbühel victory, and focus, because he played one of the best matches last year when he lost to Rafael Nadal. I think it was in the quarterfinal, or was it the fourth round in the US Open. A very memorable match. It was a tough fifth set, when I think he lost 8-6 or something, if I can remember correct. And Dominic Thiem, he is that. He gives and takes. His high level is very high, but then he can disappear. If you look at the match against Daniil Medvedev in Montreal, the quarters, it was one of the worst matches I have seen a top player perform. Medvedev played solid. He didn't do anything special. Okay, he had a decent first set. He won almost 95 or 92% of his first serves in. The points after his first serve, and Thiem was horrible. He barely moved on the court. And he will probably face Andy Murray in the second round, and that will be not a huge test because Andy Murray has been away for a long time. You don't know his status. I think he's take one match at a time, and he can cause some damage, of course. Yes, and one of these guys, RBA, Zverev, or Thiem will probably meet Rafael Nadal in the semifinal. And if you look at the draw, my prediction, I think I'm gonna follow my heart this time, because I know this is the tournament that Roger Federer is gonna bounce back. So I think that he is very capable of beating Novak Djokovic in 3 sets matches, even if he haven't beaten him for a long time. I don't know Novak Djokovic winning streak against him. I think it's 4 or 5 matches. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I think this is the time he gets his revenge from the Wimbledon. But the problem is Novak's place. He has something to play for. He's trying to catch his second career Golden Slam in Masters, and that's a big motivation for him. But I will go with my heart and say Roger will play the final. And if Rafa goes to Cincinnati and plays, I also think he has some obstacle on his way, but he has not as tough draw as Federer and Novak, that's for sure. And he will reach the final and meet Roger there. And I think Roger will take this tournament, since this is one of his favorite tournaments. And he has done some superb results here. He has won 7 times, lost only 1 final, and that was last year against Novak Djokovic. And if you remember that final, he played... he was not sharp from the baseline. He was a little bit nervous. He was too aggressive. He was hesitating too much in that match, and Novak just went on cruise control. He was solid. He played like he used to do, and waited for Federer's mistakes. And his forehand in that match was terrible. Rogers. He made many unforced errors from his forehand side. And that is one of his best shot winners. That's one of his biggest dependable strokes. And that's my opinion. So Roger and Rafa, they have only won 7 out of 9 Masters. Roger haven't won in Monte Carlo and Rome, and Rafa haven't won in Miami and Paris. So they have a little bit to catch up against Novak Djokovic. I think Nadal will have a chance to win Paris and Miami, but I don't think Federer will win either Monte Carlo or Rome. He can probably win one of them as a preparation for Roland Garros, but I'm not sure about that. I think that train has gone. And that's the draw, my friends, and it's a very exciting draw. And as we all know, it's a preparation for US Open, and I have my winner in Roger Federer. And some upset alerts. We have maybe one of the Americans can upset Novak Djokovic early, but if they don't do that, he will probably go to the semifinal easily, Novak Djokovic. And then we have Nick Kyrgios, he plays against Kachanov. And we have Aliassime, he can probably upset Aliassime. Aliassime will probably can upset Zverev. And it's a good field with the mostly the best top-seeded player in the world, and we can have a surprise here and there. But one of the big three will lift the trophy. That's my opinion. And this is a super fast hardcore tournament, so it suits the first striking tennis. If you're aggressive, you will get rewarded. You can chip and charge, you can do different things. So that's why I think Roger Federer will bounce back from his terrible loss in Wimbledon and win this tournament. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope that you can leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.